Our next storyteller informed me today that he would like to be called a certain thing now, and I'm all for that. He's told a number of great stories. He's actually the person that I referenced right before you came up, who had never done this before and then came and did this, and it's just changed his life. And he's told these great, amazing stories about J.R. I can't remember his real name, but the fake name is J.R. Stromboli, his bully growing up, and how he stood up to him. Told a great story about infidelity that his grandmother told him about herself and her grandfather. He tells these, I'm not going to give it away. However, the first time that Dave told a story here at the storyslam we do here at State Line, he had a prop with him. Usually we don't allow props. But it was a big, giant picture of a type of food. And he is going to be telling that story again on Saturday, February 15th at our 5-year anniversary. And I shit you not, it is the most shocking and funny story you will ever hear in your life. It is about teenage hormones and food. It's a spicy meatball. Anyway, I've introed him enough. Please put your hands together for Dave Emanuel.
Thank you. So back in college, I had a best friend who was engaged to another boy. And she was also the one. Right? Anybody else? She was the one. And I don't know if you've ever had somebody else be with the one when you're not, but it hurts so bad. It hurts. And this was 1992, and I had just figured out how to date without making a fool of myself. And my mom had helped me figure this out, because back in high school, Amber Pierce, that's her real name, broke my heart. And I was laying on the couch feeling miserable for days, not eating, not bathing, just laying in my own filth. When my mom came up to me and she says, "You know, David, love does not have to hurt." Now, my mom was a sociology professor and probably somewhere on the autism spectrum. And she says, in any relationship, the person who cares the least wins. They have less, they have more negotiating power, and nobody is going to want to be with someone laying on the couch in their own filth. According to my mother, the secret, and this is what she said, to romantic or sexual success to a 16-year-old boy was to be able to walk away. You can have fun with or without them. And if you can't do that, you're never going to be happy. Damn, Mom. Wisdom. On the spectrum, wisdom that I needed. Now, there's a whole other story about how I learned to practice and poorly practice the principle of least interest. But by 1992, in college, I knew what to do. I could pay just enough attention to get you interested, but not so much that I scared you, right? And I could have fun with or without you. We're going to have a good time. Do you want to join me? That's how I date. It does not work, this principle of least interest. When the person you love loves somebody else and says you're her best friend. You have a friend in college who said they were your best friend, but you were like weird best friends? Stay up all night talking best friends? Fall asleep next to each other? Best friends at 2 a.m. One time she rolled over asleep and she rested her cheek on my head. She didn't know it, and I did not move all night. I'm not a go to the bathroom and get naked kind of guy. I'm a lay there and think, oh my God kind of guy. That's me. The next day I asked people to touch my cheek and tell me if it felt different from the outside. Because it felt different from the inside. Now, at this point in my life, I knew how to date everybody else. But I didn't know how to date her. And I had done a lot of things that stupid guys do who don't get me too'd and who play by the rules, but I liked women. And the friends of hers did not trust me. They said that I was just trying to see if I could sleep with the girl who had a boyfriend who went to a different college, like it was a sport. One of them spit ice at me at a bar to try to get me from leaning in to talk to this woman because it was just the two of us talking all night. And I said to her, that's not true. I would rather be your best friend than sleep with anybody else in the world. And it was true. My mom would be so disappointed. This is not how you do it. This is bad game, my mom would say. My mom would say that. So one day, we were in D.C. doing internships, and we're walking to our internships. When I say I'm calling in sick and playing hooky, who wants to join me? And my buddy Ellard raises his hand, and I shoot him daggers. Put your fucking hand down. And this woman says, I'll play hooky. We call in sick, and that day we walked around a stream hidden in Washington, D.C. We ate Indian food for the first time in our lives. We had frozen Mardi Gras drinks. We saw the movie Fried Green Tomatoes. And at the end of it, I told her, this is the best day of my life. And she just looked at me and couldn't say it back. She's going to marry somebody else. And it was the worst date I'd ever had on the best day of my life. Wait. We get back to our dorms where we're staying, and she says, you won't believe this, but Todd Elmer gave me his keys to take him to the train station, and I did, and now we have a car. And Todd Elmer, wherever you are right now, I want you to know you're a great human. You are my favorite person in the world, because we had a car and we're in Washington, D.C., and I convinced her, my buddy Ellard helps, to take 7 of us to Virginia Beach in Todd's car. This is a little car. It was an Impulse, and 7 of us had to get in this car. What is a tiny car and 7 people and 4 hours equal? Laps. There is no way to do it except laps. And I can tell you, there is no bigger sexual tease, except for maybe the dorm room back rub, than laps. Oh, we're just sitting on each other's laps. There's no other way to get in the car. Oh, you have a kink in your back? Let me help you. This is all honest, best friend kind of behavior. So she's on my lap for 4 hours. And there's 5 other people in the car, but I'm not watching them. And about 2 hours in, our fingers start to touch each other. And then one of us touches the other one's lips. I don't know who. I don't know whose body was whose. But she's touching my lips, I'm touching hers. And you know that light finger that's just like freaking magic, and you can't believe your body can feel this way, and you're not even having sex. You're just touching her lips. And then we kiss. Oh my God, do we kiss? 6 hours of kissing on a 4-hour drive. We defied the laws of time and physics with this kiss. Fuck all other kisses. There's like a great kiss in The Princess Bride. Foolish. If I died right then after this kiss, everything in my life would be fine. But we stopped kissing, and I remember Ellard, he had a hand up for a high five for me, and I'm like, for God's sake, put your hand down. Because I'm looking at her, and I'm afraid she's going to freak out. But she smiles. That smile changed my life. 24 years later, 3 dogs, 2 cats, menopause, hemorrhoids, anxiety disorders. I'm all in with this woman. I am all in. And I'm sorry, Mom. The principle of least interest is great for romance, but love, you got to be all in for it. And my wife has been on conference speakerphone with me. So I just want to say, honey, I'm all in, and I love you. Thanks, everybody.
Wow. Thank you, Dave. Foolish. Man, that was amazing. That is so good.